What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters? I'm One-Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 6. So obviously, spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead. We have a review, recap, breakdown, discussion, rant. We're just going to talk about a bunch of things in the episode. And oh man, it's a tough episode just because it's boring, it's far-fetched, it's cheesy, it's kind of lackluster. And it's Althea's last episode for Season 7. But before we get to it, guys, like, share, subscribe, support the PT channel any way that you can. We break down videos all the time about the Walking Dead universe. So if you like the Walking Dead universe, Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond, and of course the Walking Dead, this may be a channel for you. Now, like I said, it's Althea's last episode, so it focuses on Althea, Morgan, CRM, and Isabel comes back around. Now, the episode starts, of course it does, with some video footage back in the day when Isabel and Althea were together before the bomb. And I have to agree with a subscriber that commented the best part of the episode is when Althea breaks the camera. And it kind of is. That's not saying much. But remember this guy, remember all the crappy video footage. Like, I understand that Althea is a journalist, but when we have stuff like this, and it's like, hold on, let me get it on video. Let me take a selfie. What? No, it's just stupid. The bog is a connection with the world beyond, and it's pretty cool that we have certain connections in the Walking Dead universe. But another person commented in another video of mine that I really hope the CRM connection is not Althea's romance with Isabel. Like, that's really stupid. We need major connections, and that's a super minor connection. They put emphasis on this hula dancer with a machine gun, tchotchke knick-knack thing here, and it doesn't really have any sentimental value to us, but I guess Althea. But red, all I see is red. And I guess the red theory connects with Althea's last episode. She goes away. So she wasn't killed, but she goes away. Hopefully to come back in season 8, but she's eating some instant noodles. And I'm not sure if that's a callback, but she chows down, kind of hears something on the radio, checks the gauges, and I have to say, they have gauges and gas masks all over this place. Like, it's easy to find, right? But Althea's like, well, the numbers aren't bad. Who cares? Let me just go walk into the fallout because I have to go listen to this radio conversation to see where Isabel is. So she listens on the radio and she hears that a reclamation team is in the area for CR-17. That is Isabel. So we see this walker, and this is Teddy's, right-hand man, the person that was spray painted. Althea takes him out. So there's a nice little callback to season 6 there. But overall, the episode is pretty lackluster. The helicopter comes around, and if this is the only reclamation team that's around, it's pretty weak. There's only 2 CRM soldiers. Then we see Morgan on the camera. They really go back to the camera a lot here. And I have to say, it's always annoying. It's always annoying when you change the view from this, hold on, let me just record something here. Never mind the fallout and breathing around there. Like, you could die. Oh, let me take this video first, you guys. Oh, if Althea sees this, she'll know what's going on. Okay, great. Like, it's just overdone. And it's tacky, it's cheesy, it's campy. It just doesn't make sense to me, or a lot of people. It's like, what? But Althea goes back to the SWAT truck. She looks around, the camera's gone. She's trying to find her stuff. She's like, oh, they took it. Well, Morgan took it, so she would stay. And it's just a lot of far-fetched stuff here. A lot of it. It's like, oh, that's a little bit, but it's a lot of things that happen. Morgan is hiding on top of the SWAT truck, jumps down, doesn't know it's Al. And I have to say, Morgan is able to find everybody pretty easily. But either way, Althea and Morgan are reunited, and Morgan and Althea talk several times in the episode, but Althea doesn't want to give any information up. Like, what's this person? Who's this person? What are you doing? Are you with this person? Do you like this person? Where's this person at? And Althea gives up barely information, and it's pretty annoying. Just say something already. Like, what are you doing? So they run down this alley of cars, and they hide because the CRM soldiers are shooting at them. They don't hit them. Grace shows up with Morgan's car. They get in. She's like, get in, dummies. They get in, and she rolls out. And I have to say, the car looks pretty good. It looks like a post-apocalyptic Mad Max, fallout situation. And they drive away, and everybody is safe. So out of the main cast, we see Morgan, Grace, Althea, and glimpses of the other cast. We'll talk about them in a couple minutes. But ultimately, they drive away, and there's no cars here. Like, they ran out of the car budget. They're like, yep, no more cars would be here. They're going to stop right here at this truck. And so they make it to safety, a nice, wooded area here for a little bit. They got some brush to hide behind. So they want to hide the car so the CRM doesn't find them. And they decide to break branches off and put it around the car. Like, oh, you don't see anything here. Like, is that a car? Well, it doesn't come up again because they come with a helicopter and they go to where Al goes. Again, Althea Morgan and Grace talk and talk and talk. Al doesn't give up any information, so Althea says she's going to go somewhere, and Morgan and Grace go to the helicopter for ammunition, but there is no ammunition. They just find the fuel that can be used in the SWAT truck. Althea goes to a house where she was previously with Isabel. Al gets a walker, and she uses it for target practice with the cannon, which is pretty cool, but it's just overdone in my opinion. You know, that's Fear the Walking Dead in a nutshell. And then we finally get to this. So we get to see a glimpse of Sarah, Daniel, Luciana, and Wes. And it's a brief moment here, well, like a couple seconds for each character. It's on video. So I'm guessing these people went to the submarine and they're watching Baby Momo, also known as Baby Morgan, so at the submarine. So I'm guessing that everybody went to the submarine except for the people that are Strand's place, Wendell, June, and John Dory Sr. So it's kind of cool to see the outfits. And again, the set, the studio soundstage here, it just looks bad. It just looks fake. It looks cheesy. It definitely is. But then we see that it's a video that Grace is watching. So again, back to the camera, back to that stuff there. And Althea fires a cannonball at the walker and blows it up because she ties a string around her waist and decides to like jump down and pull the fuse on the cannon, which I know it's a fictional thing, but it's like, would you know how to use a cannon, load it, fire it, and would it even fire? But then Morgan and Grace are captured and they're dead to rights right here. What are they going to do? They have no way out of this. But Althea is going to say, I know where CR-17 is. Let them go. I'll tell you. Let them go. I'll tell you. Back and forth over the radio. And it's like Morgan is having a conversation with Althea on the radio there, but how are they talking? It doesn't make sense because you have to hold the call button down. But again, Morgan and Grace are dead to rights here. They should not both make it out, but they do. They put up a struggle. They talk about what to do. Don't do it. Don't give up the information. No, don't do it. And these CR soldiers, there's only 2 of them. And it's crazy to think that that's all they let out for a reclamation team. It's really like a group, not a team so much, in my opinion. But Morgan fights back. The CR soldier shoots above Morgan or around Morgan, so Althea will give the information. I guess this is Morgan putting his finger on the safety to block being shot. But again, as they're fighting, like what's going on here with Grace and the other CRM soldier? Like Grace should have been shot or, you know, taken as a hostage or something. But either way, Morgan gets the gun and the tides have turned. Morgan and Grace, of course, get away because we know Morgan don't die. Grace gets into the SWAT truck that's all fueled up now from the helicopter fuel. She starts it up and starts to drive towards Morgan, who's getting punched in the face, just like when Josiah was doing, punched in the face, just building up that drama. But I thought Morgan was a better fighter. You know, I guess not, because he gets punched in the face several times. But Grace is like, let's go. And then she drives right towards them like, hey, never mind this. And again, what's this soldier doing here? Could have fired at Grace, could have got closer and stabbed Morgan. But again, that's not what happens. They roll out of the way in dramatic fashion. Morgan gets into the SWAT truck, and again, Grace drives away as these 2 dummies just fire blindly at the truck. Don't try to take out the tires or anything like that. These 2 soldiers have to be the dumbest soldiers I've seen, but ultimately the helicopter gets gassed up again somehow and follows the SWAT truck in dramatic fashion. They go to where Althea is, and there's kind of a showdown with these 2 soldiers. Althea has the string tied right there, where again she was going to duck down and the cannon was going to fire, taking out the CR soldier. So she's waiting and waiting and waiting, but Grace and Morgan roll up in the SWAT truck, and Althea gets in the SWAT truck with the line right there ready to go to fire at the CRM soldiers. But as they're waiting, a walker comes out of nowhere and pulls the line. Boop. Very like Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny-esque, and it's just, again, what this show does. Cheesy, campy, it's just what happens a lot of the times. So Morgan has to go out and fix it and be prepared to fire as Althea goes and talks to the CRM soldiers. Morgan fires the cannon and blows up the CRM soldiers. It's pretty great, pretty gruesome, pretty entertaining. There's what's left over. Althea goes back to see them later on, of course with her camera, right? As we have to document everything. The battery life on this thing must be tremendous because it never dies. But Morgan saved Althea's life, so Morgan wants an interview, kind of like Althea did with Morgan. They have callbacks like that. But Althea's like, I'm gonna go, just get out of here. So Grace and Morgan are watching Althea walk away. We can't help to notice the red sleeping bag, red, all I see is red. And again, Althea lives, but she goes away for her last episode. Morgan and Althea reunite by the helicopter, and they talk and talk and talk. Over the radio, we hear that the reclamation team has to check in, new coordinates for CR-17, which is Isabel. Althea's going to go there. She knows where Isabel has been this whole entire time, but she didn't give up the information, which is kind of annoying and frustrating. She puts the hula dancer with the machine gun on there. Again, it's really not that significant, but they put emphasis on it. Morgan lets Althea go away. Althea can just fly the helicopter like it's easy. We don't see her actually fly the helicopter. She just turns on the propellers. Then we see a boat somewhere, we don't know, an unknown location. So Althea took the helicopter, took this boat, and then knows where Isabel is. She loads her stuff on this sled, and then she takes about like 10 steps, and then boop, she's there. So it's just so funny how like they barely put any effort into this. We see solar panels, so like, oh, they have power. We see smoke coming from the house, so Althea knows that somebody is here. She goes into the cabin, so it's kind of like the end game for Althea. And again, it's Althea's last episode for season 7. Hopefully she returns for season 8, and there's more connections with the CRM going forward. But Althea clicks on the TV, and it plays magically Althea's tape of her talking to Isabel. What feels like Home Alone or something. That would have been much better, but they didn't do that here. It's symbolic of the last time Isabel and Al talked, and of course they had the camera rolling. Althea is watching it. Isabel comes behind her with a shotgun. It's just like, all right, we get to see this. And it's kind of weird because Isabel is answering Althea on the video, and in person it's just weird in my opinion. But again, the shotgun is kind of the dramatic thing here. Like, what are you doing here, right? Remember that thing from Resident Evil 2? And the guy in the pawn shop, he's got the shotgun. Oh, I'm sorry. What are you doing here? So this is the ending. It is Isabel and Althea talking like, oh, we can't go. We can't hide. They're going to chase us. Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? Ooh. And I really hope that CRM is not only here for this relationship. And it'd be frustrating if it is. So then she turns off the tape. They talk. No matter what we do, we'll work together. We'll figure it out. We'll go somewhere. And then again, Althea takes the camera, picks it up, and smashes it on the table. Like, what's the point of that? Oh, she's giving up her journalistic ways? Doubtful, but either way, that's symbolic, I'm guessing. They talk it out, they hug it out, they kiss, and it's again another romance in the world of Walking Dead, which doesn't usually bode well in the Walking Dead universe, but we'll have to see what happens, most likely in season 8. Again, we're not going to see Althea in season 7. After this episode, I'm not sure if it's for COVID. I believe Maggie Grace, who plays Althea, recently had a baby, so it was one of those things, or maybe she just needs time off. Either way, this is somewhat of a happy ending for these two. It's kind of annoying that we didn't really get more explanation or more story of the helicopter. Isabel just had to put it down, and that's it. So ultimately, we talk about it in another video, like, really? This is all the CRM is connected so far? We need more connections. We were hoping that Morgan and Althea and our group would be somewhere at a CRM location and be taken in by them, but it doesn't look that way. So the reclamation team is gone. Are we going to see more CRM reclamation teams or soldiers or connections? I really hope so. It would make sense. It would really connect things. But Althea is gone for the rest of season 7, and where could they go? I said it before in another video, but why don't they leave Texas? It's dangerous there and they get nuclear fallout. Just leave. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Stay safe, and as always, tell them Daryl.